using the Productivity Planner by Intelligent Change. So another great option for people, especially if you want something that's a little more simplified, and especially if you have ADD, is the Productivity Planner by Intelligent Change. And I actually use this in conjunction with the 5-Minute Journal, which they also make, which is absolutely fantastic. So the way that I use this is that I start off with the journal as part of my morning routine, and I'm listing 3 things that I'm grateful for, and then 3 things that would make today great, then an affirmation, which is just taking a biblical truth and personalizing it. And then at the end of the day, as part of my shutdown or the next morning, is listing 3 amazing things that happened for that day. So 3 wins and things that I could have done better. Now, if you've ever read The One Thing by Gary Keller and are familiar with the 411 system, the Productivity Planner is a great planner to use in conjunction with the 411 system. And so what I do now is that's how I use it. I actually have my annual goals that I check in with every week. I have my monthly goals, and then I go from that to my weekly goals. And then these get copied into Todoist, and that gets tracked on a weekly basis. So that's kind of how I'm using this. So I have my 3 things here, priorities for the day. And then the planner has the ability to actually track your POMOs. So I use an electronic app called Pomo Done app to track everything I'm doing in half-hour intervals, and I can add manually. But if you're not doing that and you have a 30-minute timer, you can track that as well. Prayer, I believe inviting God into everything I'm doing. The Word of God says many of the plans in a man's heart, but it's the Lord's purpose that prevails. And I want to make sure that I'm allowing God to plan my course and my steps. There are times where I will call an audible, either on a day or a week, where I will add something that wasn't listed on my big 3 because something happened that came up maybe that is more important. So I will scrub maybe one of my weekly big 3 and change that to something new or my daily. So that happens sometimes, and I'm totally fine on doing that. So that's it. And then at the end of the day, I track my productivity score, which is just my time on rescue time, the hours I worked, how much of my big 3 I got done, and how many POMOs I did. I also track my paid client work, so how much is actually paid client work. I can bill my clients accordingly. So I know exactly how much time of that is billable time that I'm working on, say, a client project, and how much I'm working on other stuff as I'm going through this. So that's how I use the Productivity Planner.